I had to add this plate in, added it for stabilization. Run a bead across the top, one right there and down there, and filled in the hole. Now this is our bracket. Instead of bolting it, I tack welded it on. Very small tacks. That's it. That's all that holds it on. And this is a piece of the deck that I actually took and cut. Didn't need any modifications other than just drilling this hole and running a threaded rod through an existing hole with bigger washers than the hole is, and another one to help take some of the weight, keep it from bending and warping and whatnot. I could probably actually cut it off a little bit, but this is in case I get a belt malfunction and it breaks and I have to adjust it. I'll have plenty to adjust with. But that pulley back there is about 2.5 than the one on the alternator. Taking the battery connection, running it straight over to the battery on the back. One of these wires is the excite wire to turn the alternator on.
Okay.
The other one doesn't do anything, it's just taped off. The ground isn't connected, it's grounded through the casing. I'm going to hook it up to see if it makes a difference. If not, I'm going to leave it hooked up anyway. And then I tape these and just run them down the chassis. Kind of see them back there. So this is semi-complete, and yeah, the alternator is warped a little bit. Not warped, but it's not setting straight. I mean, it's still functioning. That's all I'm really worried about. Like I say, these tack welds probably going to break before too long anyway, but it is operational. And these little tack welds could be done with a alternator battery setup. You can do it 24 volt DC or use your alternator. This right here is pretty much what you can do with a setup like this. But now that it's actually set up, you can do a lot better welds than these little tacks. You can do more welds like this. What I used was a 110 Lincoln flux core arc welder, and like I say, it was 110, but it laid a pretty good bead. No, I'm not a professional, but I haven't welded in a while neither.
Are you done?
So yeah, that's pretty much set up for the alternator. We did take the deck off. Of course, you can tell by now. The deck didn't work anyway. Internally cooled 15.5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton overhead valve. It's a great engine. They're really easy to work on, so if you can get a hold of one of these, that's personally the route I would choose. Briggs & Stratton's a good engine. Yeah, my redneck gas tank. Other than that, I ain't done anything else to it.
You're ready.
As you can see, we done removed the deck. Makes it a lot lighter, gives you more ground clearance. This particular model had a 42-inch deck, but it's a hydrostatic rear end. At least I think it's called hydrostatic. But it's and this is the semi-finished version. It would work. It works just fine as a battery charger now. As you can see, it was getting plenty of volts. This is an old alternator. I did take it out of that Wagoneer for a reason, but it still produces power, and it was free. So everything here was free. It was just laying around the house. If you had to buy anything, the most expensive part would be the battery right there. Get a deep cell battery, or a deep cycle, I'm sorry. You can get like sealed, like Optimum batteries. That would be the ideal, but those are hella expensive, and the These right here would work just fine. It'd be the same thing you would use on a battery bank for solar power or wind power. This rig right here would actually charge up a battery bank with no problem. You know, you'd have to leave it running like a generator, but at idle, you know, the fuel should last, you know, a lot longer than probably a conventional generator would, seeing as how that's only a 1 gallon tank compared to, you know, like a 10 gallon tank on a full-size generator. I'm not done with it yet. Like I said, this is a semi-finished edition. Part 3 will be coming up soon. So don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, rate, all those good things. And we'll see you on the next one. Alright, now this is it. Start it up at idle. That's all it has to run at is idle to charge the battery. Marine deep cell battery. Grounded right to the frame, wires run to the alternator. This is what actually excites the alternator. That's the switch for it right there. Up is on, down is off. That engages the alternator to produce power. This is it at high. It gets a lot quieter. Probably not on camera, but right now I can hear myself talk to somebody. It's a set of jumper cables I made out of like scrap battery charger, and the connectors off of a old timing light. Charging the battery for the engine. It's the engine battery. See, I've got it hooked up. You only need one to connect the positive to positive because it's already grounded, but I connected the grounds anyway for giggles. So this is charging that battery, and this battery should be fully charged. We're getting almost 14 volts. Disconnect this one.